welcome to the sixth episode of Funky TV, the VoiceIt Show. I am Michael, one of the hosts. I want to thank you all for supporting us here on YouTube and on Instagram and Patreon and wherever. We haven't done this in a while because, we had some issues. It's mostly my other host's fault. So before I continue with my rant, I want to bring my other hosts on. So, Michael, the reason for our break, where are you?
What?
Hey, Michael.
Did,
Hi.
did you just say I'm the reason for the break we took?
Yes, you are the main reason. Like, you're just too busy, and you're the reason why we actually didn't do anything the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Wh- Okay, so this is very good. So now you're blaming it on me when it was actually you?
Me.
Yeah,
Why would it be me? Why?
wait, hold on. It wasn't you. It wasn't I. It
Who
was
was it?
Becca. It was Becca. It
I
was her
think you're
birthday,
right.
right?
Yeah,
Ah, where is
but
she?
she isn't even here. You see, she's the main reason.
She's the one. She's the one. You gotta,
But
you gotta kill her. You gotta
but
kill her.
okay.
Where
Oh
is she?
wow.
Here is she. Here's the culprit. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Ah, very good. Very good. Why are you in the corner? Let me put you in the center. Wait. Yeah,
Haha.
here she.
It's not my fault.
It's not your fault.
It is your
Really.
fault.
3 weeks we haven't been on, Becca. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
So
Awesome. So,
I have a question.
wait,
Becca.
before you ask any question, it was Becca's birthday yesterday, and
Yes,
shall we sing her happy birthday
of course.
uh,
You start.
on a count
No.
on a count of three? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday to you.
you. Happy
Happy birthday,
birthday, dear
dear Becca.
Becca. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
All right, we
Woohoo.
we
Thanks
So
need a
Becca,
part
you.
how
one.
does it how does it feel to be 16?
The same shit. But well, yeah, I mean, as a birthday gift, I was able to do some stuff like, do this on my hair and do the shit on my fucking eyebrow. And yeah. And
Oh, you do tend a
Awesome.
lot.
yeah.
Hello,
Oh,
Adam.
there are people
Hi.
saying hi.
Hello.
Yes, yes, Michael. 313. Peace, man. And here's
Mackie, I
Joanne
missed you. Thank you,
wishing you
Joanne.
happy
Thank
birthday.
you. I appreciate.
Yes,
We have an issue. Becca, I don't like your
get him,
name.
get him.
I'm so sorry.
And that's your,
I
and
really
then
don't
that's
know
not
how
your real name.
to.
That's not your
No,
real
it's
name.
not. It's
Yeah,
not. But I'm sorry for that. It's
we we bro
if
we
you want, if you guys want, I can get out and come back with the real name.
very good, very good.
Leave.
Now get lost, get lost. All
That looks
righty.
good.
Hey
Yeah.
everyone, how are you out there? Fantastic to see you in the episode #006 of the VoiceIt Show. Finally, we are back after a long break of 3 weeks. Woo!
Yeah, it
Really,
feels like it was
that
three
was a long
years.
break. It
That
was
was
three
long.
years. Obviously, we were doing a lot of stuff. a lot of stuff was happening, and
Yeah.
soon we'll be, with our website of the VoiceIt Show. So the VoiceIt Show is gonna have a website very soon, and
Yeah, an
we are
official.
also on Patreon now. So that's a cool thing. And the VoiceIt Show now has an official Instagram account, official Twitter account. So that's really good. And the main thing is, we are very happy today to welcome Ashley. No, wait. Is that his real name?
I don't think
What's his
so.
real name, Funky?
Welcome all, Michael.
Michael. Very
Oh,
good.
Michael.
So, so Michael, if you don't know, Michael is a guy who plays for Zoomak. It's a band. He also
Oh,
plays bass. He also plays bass for the band, the band. It's called uh-huh, uh-huh. No,
huh?
I'm not gonna tell y'all. No,
Uh,
because because it's Michael. He wants to
Oh,
talk to you guys.
haha. Yeah, Michael sounds like a
Yeah,
talented guy.
yeah. And as far as I can see, he is here with us. Let's
Really?
get him on screen. Yeah. Where
Yeah,
is
let us see.
Michael? Where is ah? Look at him. What?
Huh. Okay.
Huh. Very good. Very
That's
good.
very cool.
Yeah, I too. I too. I too. I feel
It was
very
me
good
all along.
How are you, Michael?
I'm very well. How are you both?
Very,
Cool.
very good. And this is not confusing at all.
I've got a bit of an issue with your research.
Ah,
You were doing really well until you mentioned the bass, and then I saw
ah,
you glaze over. You know the band.
very.
Come on, you can do it.
I think
Yeah,
I've heard of it, but let's talk more and then we'll talk about that band.
it's the Death Alley.
That.
Bass. No one cares about bass players.
Oh, come on.
I mean, I do care about Gene Simmons, yeah.
It's,
Gene Simmons cares about Gene Simmons.
Yeah, probably.
no,
But, yeah.
we only care about Michael's. So.
Michael.
Yeah, it just limits it.
Where's
So,
so hello Michael,
where's
hello Michael, and where's Michael?
Oh, here's Michael.
Here's Michael.
Here's Michael.
Hey,
Hello,
Michael, what's up?
Hello Michael.
How are you,
Nice to
Michael?
meet you, Michael.
Nice to meet
Nice
you,
to meet you too,
Michael.
Michael.
And here's Michael commenting.
Perfect.
Oh, God.
So
Michael,
I
he's Michael, the fake Kiss fan.
Exactly, the fake Kiss band. He a new book. He's written a new book, and that's how it's called. I Am Michael McVeigh, which is
I've pre-ordered it.
breathing. Oh, that's nice. Did you get the ticket to Murder Bunny?
I hope that's in it.
It's a new. Yeah. It's a new band he's in. I'm playing the lead guitar for it, and obviously it's a very real band. Okay, so we've got Mike Fasano on drums, we've got Stefan ADIKA on bass,
Who?
we've got. You don't know the guy? No, right? Because no one cares about the bass players. That's right.
Exactly.
And exactly. So that's the thing. And I'm playing the lead guitar, Michael, and there's Abby Michael, who's doing the merch stuff, Okay, there's Corey Michael, who is on the rhythm guitar, and Michael McVeigh is the vocalist. So, and the band is called Murder Bunny, and the we are out with the new album. It's called Phew. Yeah, so we have great songs on it, and we're starting our tours from October, and we're really excited.
That's so cool.
That's about it.
But yeah, I thought that was the band.
That was the band.
Yeah, I thought that was the
I'm not
band.
the guest. I'm not the guest. Michael is. So Michael, welcome to the VoiceIt Show.
It's a pleasure to be
so,
here.
Man,
so to start
Pleasure
this,
Even though Kanak hasn't done his research, it's a pleasure to be here.
thank you. Thank you so much. But who is Kanak? I don't know that guy.
Yeah, sorry, Michael.
Yeah, Michael has done his research. Michael knows.
Sure.
Am I speaking to Michael now?
This Michael
You're speaking
didn't.
to
I'm
Michael.
sorry, but I just know that you were a teacher of guitar on a school, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What? Yeah, that's good.
Michael did
That's
not
good.
know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Michael,
See?
and Michael.
Yeah, let us point in the right direction. Okay.
No.
That's Michael.
Let's say
It's
something.
Michael.
Okay, wait.
That's
I'm Michael
Michael.
Patrese. She is Michael Funky. Michael Medina, I don't know. And he's Michael Can. I don't know.
What about him?
Just
That's
Just to
just
make
30
the
seconds
thing
wasted,
simple.
okay? Okay, anyways, so Ashley, very, very welcome to the VoiceIt Show. First
I
of
can
all,
see the comments here for a second. I see the
Sure,
world
go
famous Corey Leviton
yeah.
is with us.
I have a question. So to start
Brett
the
Michaels'
show,
call and
I
don't
met
think
Brett
that.
Michaels. I borrowed this. We met at a Corey Leviton convention in Vegas
oh,
Let's talk about
because he's
that.
kind of a
Yeah.
big deal over there.
That's good. That's good. Very nice. Look, I thought you weren't allowed to interact with school-age children.
Oh. See,
sure.
Corey, he has to cross the line. You always go too far.
But were school-age children allowed to comment? I don't know. I don't know.
Now I'm mad at you, Corey. And you know
Yeah,
what happens
you
when I get
offended
mad at you, Corey?
You offended us. Yeah. So
Yeah, like, aren't you
let us-
always mad at him?
Yeah. Who? Michael?
Ken, let me ask you something. Can you put me backstage for a minute just to sit in another place of the room, because it's really bad for me right here. So
Okay.
just
Just like that,
Yes.
she's gone.
The cook.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn
Michael.
things.
Michael.
Yes, go ahead. Funky had
So
a
I
very
heard
interesting
I heard somewhere that this is the worst question you can ask someone during an interview. So Michael, who actually are you? What do you do?
Yeah, you're
I'm
right about that.
expecting
That's about the worst.
Yeah.
And we called
What
you
do
on
I
the
do?
VoiceIt Show. And we called you on the VoiceIt Show as a special guest.
By day, I teach guitar. And by night, I play guitar. There's a lot of guitar.
Yeah, so it's all about the guitar. Yeah. But you also sing, right?
I do, yes. I sing for my band Poison Zoomak.
Yes, let's talk about your band. Like, how did it start? Who are your members of the band?
We started about 300 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
It was a long time ago.
ago.
How far back do I go? So I was in a band with my brother, Wayne, who is the drummer in Poison Zoomak. And he had joined this band called Screen Star way back in 2002, 3, something like that. I ended up stepping in as their bass player. Back to the bass again. No one cares, so I'll move on. And after about 18 months, I think it was, with them, I decided to leave, walked out, never saw them again. And we decided to put Poison Zoomak together. So, yeah, met, what's he going to show? Oh, okay.
Who's that?
I always look so angry in these photos.
Yeah, you do. You're just screaming at people and we're all scared. Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, always offended. So, yeah, about 2005, we met Charlie, our other guitarist, who everything circles back. You find this with musicians, like when you listen to Stefan and everyone talking, they all, it's a weird timeline. Everyone knows each other in some way, and that kind of happens round here in the scenes. So we used to rehearse, it turns out, next door to Charlie's band, and so we would always see each other. Anyway, we decided to start jamming with Charlie. That became Poison Zoomak. And back to bass players, we've always had trouble with bass players. So we've had long periods of time with no bass players. Just the three of us have just kept going. And it's always a bass player that goes. So we had about 6 months at the very start, just the three of us. So we got really tight. And I think that's carried through till now. It's always been the three of us, no matter who else is involved. And there's no other band quite like it that works the way we do, because as you've probably found out, every band ends up hating each other at some point. There's arguments, especially when there's brothers involved, but we have never, ever had an argument between the three of us. It's never been that way. It's the weirdest thing. We've been through all kinds of stuff. They've all got families now. The way that we work is very different to the way that we started out. But three of us keep going.
That's amazing, man. Yeah. And, you know, last night we were discussing about one of your songs, Cold Bones. And, you know, there was this funny story you were telling me about the clown and the Joker. So you wanna share about that? You wanna talk about that, please?
Okay, the clown. Let me see. That was 2013, something like that. 2014, around then. I don't know if anyone out there, because this went global, I believe. There was a thing called the Northampton Clown. Okay, Northampton is where I live. If you don't know, you can search Northampton Clown. This is a guy who started dressing up as a clown, and he would just appear on random streets around town at night time. He would be on the corner of a street, just staring at people. He really freaked a lot of people out. It's the strangest thing, but it kind of it got covered. What the hell is happening? What are you doing, Ken? This turned up on the news around the world, the Northampton Clown, because it was just so freaky for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So when we started getting ideas together for the Cold Bones video, you'll find that on YouTube.
That's funny because people, when they see me on the streets, they have the same reaction.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I still get that. Don't worry. since I was at school.
Seriously,
I had this down to my waist, and yeah.
There's one time I did like a makeup on my eyes, like all black, and I took some pictures, and the pictures were like really good. Okay, fine, but then I had to go on the store, and my mom said, "You're not gonna remove it. Just go now. You have to go now." And I said, "Oh, all right, sure." And then I went to the store, and it was night, and I went to the store really close to my house. And when I got there, like the guy was like with his back facing me, and I said, "Hey," and then when he turned around, he got like, "Oh, hi." Who like he got really confused, and I said, "I want a Coke, please." and he was like, "Oh, sure. What is that, bro? What is happening on your face?" And I said, "No, it's just makeup. Don't worry. It's nothing serious. Don't worry. It's not me every day."
Sure.
It's nothing serious. It's not catching.
No.
Yeah.
It's just me being silly.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. Yeah.
When we were putting together ideas for the video, I think it was Wayne who had the idea of using the clown.
Yeah.
So he made contact with the clown. The clown had, I think he had a Facebook page by this point. And he emailed the clown, got a reply. So we started planning the use of the clown in the video. We had this whole story plotted out where it was gonna kind of look like some kind of freaky thing with like a clown stalking a woman. But it turns out that at the end, the clown was there. He was to save the woman. It was just flipping that kind of idea.
Right.
And at some point, because this was in all the papers, I think something came out about who the clown might have been. And after that silence, he stopped responding. And we got a bit pissed off, to be honest. So we turned the idea into, we thought, well, if we can't have the clown in there to save someone, let's kill the clown. So we had, I think we had a guy somewhere in the States. He might have been, could have been Texas, if I remember right. He did all the clown makeup and whatever prosthetics he was using, and he filmed that footage for us. That's what you see in the video of the clown. And then you see someone burying a box throughout the video, and there you go. So we couldn't get the Northampton.
And he froze.
Froze.
Yeah, I thought it was just me.
How long did I freeze for?
2 minutes.
Quite a bit. Not 2 minutes though. You were. We could hear up to clowns.
Weird.
So.
That was 2 hours for me.
Yeah, he froze and you got mad at the clown. So yeah. Continue. I
got mad at the clown.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. Let me rewind. Yeah. So he stopped responding to us. So we decided if we can't have the Northampton clown in the video, we'll kill him. So that's what you see in the video. Is we hired. I think the guy was somewhere. He could have been in Texas or something. And he did all the clown makeup and the prosthetics, whatever he used. And that's the footage that you see in the video. This guy as the clown. Then throughout the video, you see someone digging a hole, burying a box. That's the clown. So we killed him because he wouldn't be in our video.
Wow.
So there you go.
Real?
That sounds so scary. Like
no one's heard from him since.
Ah, very good. That's Poison Zoomak, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you guys have any merch?
This is the song. This is the song. You could check it out on YouTube. This is the song we are talking about, and the clown. Okay, it's called Bones by. Now look at you. You look so, like you could scare off anyone with that look.
I went natural for that look.
Yeah.
I just kind of rolled up that morning. Yeah, that's it. I just rolled out of bed into the studio. There you go. Those contacts are horrible. I've never worn contacts before or since. It took 3 of us to get those in my eyes.
Wow.
Oh man.
They were horrible.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you hurt?
Yeah, and I had them in. I had them in for about 7 hours, I think, that day, and yeah, that was horrendous.
7 hours.
But,
that doesn't hurt, right? Like it's just like if it was like sand on your eyes or something like that. It's so bad.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
And for all that time, I couldn't touch my eyes because of all the makeup. So I just, that was.
Oh my god.
That was an interesting day.
Right.
But you asked about merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not right now. I think what we did have is all gone, and because we haven't gigged in a long time. Because, like I said, bass players come and go with us. So yeah, it's been some time since we gigged. We were meant to be gigging round about now. This year.
Right.
Hello, back there. Right. So yeah, we were there's a cameo there. We were meant to be gigging again this summer, and obviously, like everyone else, we can't. So that's that.
Right.
But we will have stuff in the future.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
So here we have a comment for you, Ashley. So Corey says, "Hey Ashley, what kind of flowers does your mother like? She's sleeping right now, and I want to surprise her." Do you have an answer to that?
Oh, see, he has to go there, doesn't he? Crossing the line every time. He's an animal.
Oh, you didn't show
animal.
the other comments. That's nothing.
Every time. See, is your name Ashley because your parents couldn't tell you're a boy when you're born?
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you something, Corey. You draw better with your toes than I with my hands.
Here's a fact. Here's a fact. Funky, read it.
Being in a band, Michael says, being in a band is worse than having a girlfriend. Okay.
What's your take on that, Ash?
I can't say nothing because I didn't have a band and I don't have a girlfriend, so fuck.
Very good.
Clowns get all the cheats.
Sure.
Clowns freak me out.
Me too.
Yeah. Corey.
Yeah, maybe. If you watch the Cold Bones video, maybe close your eyes for some of it then.
Yeah. No,
we'll have to do a censored version. We'll pixelate the clown for you.
Going back to this comment, clowns freak out Amy, and I think actually Corey freaks us out too, you know? Corey freaks me out. What do you think?
Yeah, sometimes.
Corey is he's a freaky kind of guy.
Good.
See, I'm remembering these, Corey. He knows.
Yeah.
He needs to remember that he's on every day after this. I can bide my time. There's plenty more pictures to come. You just make it worse for yourself, Corey.
You can never see them coming.
Yeah.
Exactly. So moving on, there's another fun story about the studio I'm gonna put it as an outline, and Ashley will obviously build the story for us. So the outline is studio singer walks box, and the remembers. So go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, the Vox box.
Yeah.
I have a picture of this somewhere. I have no idea where it is, but when I find it, I'm sending it to you. Sure. This thing exists. Sure. It had a face on it and everything.
Awesome.
So yeah, the Vox box. Well, give me a second. This is going back a while.
Sure.
So we were recording our second bunch of demos. We still had our original bass player at the time. I'm mentioning no names. Okay. So all you know is it's the guys I've mentioned. No one else is going to be mentioned. Because he might still get upset about it.
Right.
So yeah, we were recording demos. I just recorded my vocal for a track, and we were going for not harmonies, but a kind of gang vocal effect. So to break it up, so it's not just Ashley Michael. So it's not just my voice, because when it's layered over and over, you can hear it's the same person. So we had our bass player who used to do backing as well. He went into the vocal booth, started doing some backing vocals. For some reason, at some point, someone looked down and saw a cardboard box and said, I bet we can get that to put on his head while he's singing.
God.
So it became a bit of a bet. Anyway, he came out the booth. Oh, how was that? Everyone had to remain completely straight-faced. And then one of us, because actually at this point, my dad was our manager. He managed us for the first few years.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think it was him, because he's a wind-up. So I think he was the main culprit here. He said, oh, we need a different sound. It's not quite working what you're doing. What we want you to try is putting this box on your head. Go back into the vocal booth and sing the chorus again.
Wow.
So the guy wasn't having it at first. He was like, no, you're not serious. A complete poker face. We said, no, we have to. Someone said it's what the Kinks used to do. It's part of their sound. And that got his attention. So he ended up putting this box on his head. And he went into the booth and he did it. And he did it over and over and over again with a cardboard box on his head. Kept asking, oh, is this what you want? Yeah. Keep going. Every time we hit record, we're just in there pissing ourselves laughing.
And you never told him?
Well, see, this guy was in a band with he was in a band with Charlie before, so Charlie knew him really well, and we took it so far. Eventually, he said to us, "We can't tell him because this is really going to upset him. He's quite sensitive to this stuff." So he came out. We said, "Good job," and we never told him. And we had to wait until he left the room, till we could just let it all out. This thing even had... It's his fault. He went along with it. This thing even had a face on it. We drew a face on it and said, "Here, wear this." Right.
Yeah. Can you just imagine cardboard box and he's wearing it in the vocal booth, recording a song?
Yeah, and I think we left it I don't think he particularly added much to the recording, but I think we left it in there. So on that particular song, there is a guy with a cardboard box on his head singing. It's the weirdest thing. I can see McVeigh asking, did we video that? No, we did take a picture of the Vox box, along with sitting alongside our engineer at the time, because he was in on the whole thing as well. But no, there was no video. I wish we did.
Did you guys ever tell him later?
No. No, never. Maybe he could be watching right now, weeping, because now he knows.
My God. That's so fun.
Yeah. So
he was a strange guy anyway. Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah. Funky, you were saying something?
Oh, I said when you find the picture, you have to show us.
Yeah, I will. I've so many photos. I've got them on a hard drive, and I found a folder where it should be, but it's not there. So I've got to go through hundreds or maybe thousands of stuff.
Right.
Is that an alarm going off?
No. It's all
someone breaking into your house?
Yeah, it's not house, it's the car, but yeah, it's off now. Cool.
Awesome. So, let me take you.
I just need to tell you guys something.
Sure.
If you guys hear something like a noise, or
it's your neighbor.
Maybe mad or something like that. It's you know who it is. You two know who it is.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Do you want to introduce your neighbors?
No, Funky and Ken.
Do you want your?
No, it's not my neighbors. Not they.
Oh, okay.
The other one, the monkey. The monkey.
The monkey.
Because
John Lennon
is at me. Because I asked her for the phone, and she didn't want to give it to me. And then I talked to my mom, and my mom said, "You're gonna give the phone right now." And then she got really mad, and she had to give the phone to me. So she's on the same room as I am, and I don't have any other room to go. And she's like messing up with some coins and making some noise. So I will stay muted for a while, because she's here just to mess up. So yeah, just wanted to let this clear. She wants to mess up the live. So yeah.
All right.
But later I will kill her. It's okay.
We get it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Also, Michael, did you know that we are friends with John Lennon?
Yeah. Like the real
Ken,
John Lennon.
search a picture.
That Michael,
search a picture of John Lennon and put it on. Just put it on, please.
Do you?
I gotta find the picture. I can't really find a picture right now, but I'm gonna share that to Ashley.
You have the Instagram. You have the Instagram. You know.
Wait. If I can, really, but
you should find a picture of John Lennon.
John Lennon, yeah. So yes, we are great friends of John Lennon, and so that's all about it. So, anyways, coming back to Ashley, Michael,
I can see comments, Corey. I'm taking note.
See?
He's sitting there with his helmet on, his little cogs in his head ticking over.
Is that what he's asking? Ashley.
Hey, don't even give the guy screen time. Take him away. Look at him. The animal.
He's a cruel animal.
I'm trying to find John Lennon, by the way.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
And
okay. So
point little Wrist point, clatter. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, cool.
Just
Okay.
yeah.
Ashwell, let me take you, a little back in the day and ask you, so how did your guitar journey start, and what was your who was your inspiration, and whom did you listen to, and when did you start playing? Like, when did you start playing? And what was your age then? So.
Okay, so we're going back 150 years.
Yeah.
I had a failed attempt, like most people, at about 6 or 7. A few lessons at school, never went anywhere. And then I came back to it about 13 years old, I think I was. So I've been playing about 22 years. And yeah, what happened was I picked up lessons at school. That was it. A friend of mine was he was having bass lessons. I found this out. How do I have these lessons? And I started going along with him. And so once again, we come back to bass. I was having bass lessons because the guy said, well, if you come and sit in on this lesson, you got to learn bass as well. So I had a few bass lessons, and then something for everyone to remember: if you're having guitar lessons at school, stick with it, because even though you'll get no time at the start, you'll get 5 or 10 minutes or something, but if you stick with it, everyone will drop out. Because I find this with teaching as well, you only get a certain percentage will ever stick with it, because it's hard work. So you stick with it. As those people drop out, you carry on, you'll get a lot more time with your teacher. That's what happened for me. So I went from having 10-minute lessons to, I don't know, 3 or 4 months in, everyone had stopped. My friend having bass lessons had stopped. So I switched back to guitar. And I had those lessons for about 2 or 3 years, I think, till I finished school. And eventually, because my lessons were scheduled during, it was a double period of something. It was like our design lesson, I think, which was a bunch of shit anyway. I didn't care. So I would go to register, say, yes, I'm here. Then I would say, right, I'm going now to my guitar lesson. And I would just go off there. And eventually I was there for the whole double period. So I'd be getting about an hour and a half with my guitar teacher. I wasn't paying. That was the beauty of it.
What?
Yeah.
That's good.
He was a great guy. Guy called Chris Parker. He's local to here. And I met him. I met him again last year. I was working at a guitar show. And we do the guitar show every year because I work with my friend Lee Kenny, who owns the guitar school. And we work this guitar show and give away, we do like free lessons, and we're just there to sort of get people interested. And I think that this show is like, I have to look into that. It's one of Lee's students who puts it on. It's like My Guitar Show or something like that. I'll send you the details for it. He has a lot of classic guitars on show. Anyway, yeah, I'm standing there just talking to people because I like being out front and talking to people about, you know, learning guitar. And I looked to my left. There's my guitar teacher. I hadn't seen him in, I don't know, 15 years. No, longer than that. And yeah, had a good conversation. He's still playing, and he seemed really touched that someone had kept going and was now a teacher themselves. So that was really cool to see him, actually. So yeah, that's when it happened. 22 years ago is when I really started playing.
Oh, you mean 150 years ago? Okay, yeah.
150. Same difference.
That's right. Cool. So, so when you started when you playing in a band, was it directly?
There you go. There's John Lennon.
What is that?
Yeah.
John Lennon.
Oh yeah, that's John Lennon. Wait, can you show that picture once again? I'll put it full screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John
Very
Lennon,
good.
everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's John Lennon.
So do you think you could get something signed for Stefan?
Bro,
appreciate that.
I am
not Corey.
so...
No one cares about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No one does.
I'm so lucky that she doesn't understand a word in English, but she knows when we talk about John Lennon, she knows that it's her.
Of course.
When she hears John Lennon, she asks, "Are you talking about me?" And I said, "No, I'm not." But I am in fact. But who cares?
We're just talking about John.
We got a special guest.
Yeah.
We got a special guest. Let's bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome another Michael. Nowhere near Michael.
Hello.
Oh.
Who's that?
God.
Hey.
What's up, Ashley?
Tame Fury, Michael. How you doing?
Good, brother. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good.
I actually have some Les Paul question for you, because you know I'm a big Les Paul guy, and I think you told me you had a what was it? What was it? A tribute model you had? What did you tell me you had? The last discussion.
Yeah, the 50s. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, and I can't remember if I asked you, but does that have the mini humbuckers?
No, it doesn't.
Really?
These are they're 410s. I think it's got the R and the T or something.
Nice.
This is the one.
Okay. And those came stock, correct?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, haven't had to change a thing. It was perfect.
That's awesome.
Like I said to you, the minute I picked this up,
again?
I knew this was my guitar as soon as I picked it up.
It's funny. A lot of people don't realize it's just a feeling. Sometimes when you pick one up, you just know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like holding a girl. You just know. You're like, this is it.
This is it. This is how it feels.
That's the one.
Hey, we got.
Although you're more careful with these.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. So, Ashley, here's a question for you. Amy asks, Ashley, what is your favorite venue you play or have played?
Oh, wow. I have a real hard time remembering where the hell I've played, to be honest with you.
Cool.
There's a good what was a good venue here in Northampton. We played last year, actually. I played with the Death Alley Drivers, which is the band you forgot. It's called the Road Mender, and that's always a nice stage to play.
Drivers.
But I love the small venues, the real dives. Those are the ones that are always the best to play when you're right there in someone's face.
Oh yeah,
a lot more fun.
Absolutely
amazing.
What's the worst? What's the worst gig you've played in terms of just everything going wrong? Like what happened?
Going wrong.
Worst stage experience. That's what I meant to say.
Oh wow. I'll be honest, I don't think there's been anything that bad that has ever gone wrong. I was telling this Michael the other day that there's always injuries at our gigs and there's always blood from one of us.
I was gonna ask about that. Yeah,
but that's just part of it. So I can't say that's not a kind of awful experience because it just happens every time now. Oh, there was a time we played one of the local venues, and I remember you telling your vomit story, Orive.
Oh, dude, that was brutal.
About the heat. Yeah.
I finally found that.
That's
video,
it.
by the way.
Ashley has a vomit story too. So
Oh, you do?
That's the worst. You start a song and you know, don't you? You
start getting
got to the first chorus and you're thinking, oh no, I can't deal with this heat.
Yeah, I was like,
I hope this finishes soon. And you start scouting for locations to vomit.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, well, that's my part of the stage, so I'm going to go over there. That's his part. That's the best place for me to do it.
What sucked is I looked down at the because we put the set list on the monitors, and I looked down. I was like, my God, we're only 30 seconds into the first song. I'm like, we still got 8 more songs to go, with the set. I'm like, oh, this is brutal. And I was like, and I looked over at my drummer, and he's just going 90-0, and he's got the most physical part of the job in the band, and he's just over there blowing and going. And I look at him, and I'm like, how the hell is he doing this? And I asked him, I go, are you okay? He's like, yeah. And I looked over at one of my guitar players, and he looks at me with that look like I'm about to pass the hell out, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, it was brutal hot. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I told him next time, if we ever play outdoor festivals like that again, and I'm gonna have definitely on the rider, they absolutely have to provide some kind of ventilation on the stage. That's just ridiculous.
Well, outdoor as well. Was that local to you?
It was in the middle of August in Texas. I mean, imagine that.
Oh wow.
Jesus, dude. Oh, and whoever designed the damn festival, they couldn't have picked a better place to place the stage. It was facing directly where the sun sets, so you got the sun coming in at you. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 112 degrees on the stage. I remember looking at the little. There was a thing that was digital clock that showed us, how much time we had left, and then it showed the temperature. And I looked at it, and I was like, 112? Are you kidding me? Whew.
Whoa.
Horrible.
Yeah, just watching that
Michael
clock.
McVeigh.
Yes.
Wait to count down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here's the question for you, Michael.
Where was that? It was in Harker Heights, which is outside of. God, where was that? I just remember the place is called Harker Heights, but it's outside a military base, and it was us, Saving Abel, and Hinder, and I can't remember the other bands on the bill, but it was just horrible. And those guys, they were sitting on their tour bus, literally. They were on their tour bus, like, waiting seconds. They weren't out mingling with anybody by any means, and I don't blame them. Yeah, it's horrible.
All right, so here's Ashley's dear friend saying something.
Read it, Louis.
Finally found something I can do better than Ashley, be entertaining on the show.
Corey's on you today, isn't he? What's the...
I said he's crossing that line. Tell me what his question was.
I think he asked, how many guitars do you have, and what is your favorite, which you've already showed us your go-to.
Okay, yeah. It's 20 something. I can tell you that much. It's 20 something I've got. This is number 1.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Now, I forgot to say as well that the chunky 50s neck.
Yes, that's what it was. I asked you last time. I couldn't remember. Yeah.
And the satin finish as well, because I don't like the gloss. That's why I stay clear of Les Pauls before that. Yeah. So, that has become number 1. I've got my SG somewhere. I've got half of them here. I used to have them in 3 locations. I've got half here now. Yeah. And another half where I teach. So my SG is put away, but you'll like this one. This is what I used in the video that we were talking about earlier. You know this one, Olivier?
I actually have that guitar. The Sovereign. That's the Sovereign Pro. Dude, that's a hard one to find. It's a hard one to find.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, because the Sovereign Pro was the just the standard metallic black thing, but the cracked mirror, they didn't make many in that. That's cool. You have that. I didn't even know you had that. You know what? That guitar plays well. Beautiful. It really does.
It does. I was going to say these are beautiful guitars.
Yeah.
Even more so for the price that they put them out at. I've got 3 of them. I've got this is my crack mirror. I've got the Sovereign Pro with a sparkle finish.
I have this cracked mirror. I've got this one. Is
that the Washburn?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What is it? The PS.
Wow.
PS 1800.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm sure that's the same then.
I
They didn't make too many.
Guitar.
Right. Huh? What, Rebecca? Did she freeze again?
I wish I could play a guitar.
You can. Just pick it up and...
Pick one up and learn.
I'm freezing.
I'll teach you.
Yeah, so simple.
It is. Just got to put the work into it.
I am left-handed, so...
That's not a disability. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm left-handed, so that's
Paul
really
McCartney's
hard. Because
left-handed.
my mom and my stepdad, they know how to play. But I... Okay. Stop. But it's Shalana, I told you. And so my mom and my stepdad, they play guitar, but they can't teach me because I am left-handed and I just can't play because it's like all turned, you know,
Actually,
it's a mess. So I can't play.
Actually, if you're sitting in front
But
of
I got
them,
like
it's
an ukulele and it's for left-handed. But I still can't play because I am too messy. I can't. I can sing. I can sing, but I can't play anything. Like nothing.
Well, maybe
my mom
because
plays drums, guitar, and anything. You know, it's
maybe because you're using right-handed picks.
What?
Has a lot to do with it.
Wait.
Yeah. You need to ask for left-handed picks. Maybe that's probably what the situation is.
Sure.
But I should say,
Mom.
Jimi Hendrix and Paul McCartney both learned not just left-handed, but upside down. They didn't restring their guitars until much later.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
No
I mean,
excuses.
my mom wanted me to learn upside down, and I tried to, but I couldn't. Like, I really tried. I really did, but that's impossible, bro.
Nothing is impossible. Well,
play upside down, I think that's not easy.
Finding a dinosaur is impossible, but what you're trying to do is not impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the chickens are still here, so I believe that dinosaurs can come back someday.
Maybe. If you send them enough emails, they might, but outside of that, probably not.
So I can see what you're saying, Corey. It's all being noted. Don't you worry.
Boy, I feel some memes coming on now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some might not be appropriate for Facebook.
Those are the Patreon level memes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Now that's an idea.
Poor Corey.
No, not poor Corey.
Hey, so what? I never asked you this.
Oh,
What amplification do you use?
Get that guy's face out of here for a start. No one wants to look at that guy.
To the guitar, or Robert De Niro is to the guitar.
Take him away.
Take it away.
Do you think he wrote his circus articles with his feet as well? Because that would explain a lot. Jesus, Corey.
Ashley, you and Corey need to have your own show. You just battle each other.
Oh, definitely.
When they said he worked for circus, I thought they meant the circus. I thought he was an attraction.
That's funny, Corey. Ooh.
Anyway, amplification.
Yeah, do you use something different live versus like what you like to record with or practice with? I'm sure you do, but
recently I have done, yeah. I've always been a Marshall guy. Anyway, I was always a Marshall guy. Still got that stuff. But lately I switched to a company called Bugera.
Really?
And I've...
Echo.
Who can I hear there?
That's Ken.
Ken, go away, Ken. Good. Now that's better. Anyway, yeah, Bugera is what I've been using recently, and it's like a Marshall Plexi, but you've got an attenuator, so you can set a master volume. Everyone else is falling asleep at this point. I know that, But I wanted something that was going to change my approach to playing guitar, because you know how you can get in a rut sometimes.
Sure.
You just need something to mix it up a bit. So yeah, went for this completely different amp, different style, because there's no foot switch with this. So everything I'm doing, you have to use your volume. So I wanted just to completely mix it up. But that thing is a beast. It's so loud. So that's what I've been using recently.
What's a comfortable setting, like live? Are you talking about live? Are you using it live?
Well, we play live at our rehearsal volume, which is loud anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I set it. Don't have to go much past 4, to be honest, because it's loud.
That's pretty cool. I had a Marshall combo. It was just a, you know, for in room, like this setting for a you know, practice setting, and it was just a solid state amp. But that damn thing, man, even like on 2, it was like it had some, you know, some tone to it. But I've always liked Marshall.
Yeah, great. It's just iconic name, and you know what you're going to get. I've got a Marshall valve state. That thing screams as well, but needs to be serviced.
Yeah. You know, the interesting thing I found, I was having this conversation with somebody on Coffee Talk in the comments, or was it? No, I think it was on Talking Wax. But he was talking about how Gibsons go out of tune a lot, and I said that yes, that's you know, it's known, but not every Gibson. Like I've had Les Pauls that could tune them and they stay in tune, but again, it's a preference thing. I've always liked the, excuse my term, everybody, but I've always liked the balls that a Les Paul gives, because it's just in your damn face, you know, and it's so meaty, you know. And I've had people go, why don't you buy this guitar? It sounds like a Les Paul. I'm like, why not buy a Les Paul? You know, same like an amp. Oh, this thing's got a setting on it where it sounds like a Marshall, so buy a Marshall. You know what I mean? But I've had Les Pauls that yeah, they have a tendency to go out of tune, but I still like the playability of them. Now I'm talking about the well-made Les Pauls. Some of the ones later, not so much. You know, and an interesting thing also, I have an Epiphone Les Paul here that actually sounds, if not better than one of my Les Pauls. You know, and it's amazing. So back to, you know, when you talk about the feel of a guitar, you could go and you could go up to 10 Les Pauls, and they're all going to have some kind of a difference. So it just has to be a feel for what fits you, and you know that, you know, as a player. But that's what I've always found. And not all guitars, you know, even though they may be made like a Gibson Les Paul standard, is obviously going to be a better grade than like an Epiphone Les Paul standard, you know, in terms of expense. But sometimes the Epiphone sound just as good, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, our other guitarist Charlie in the band, he favors his Epiphone, which I think is like a 2005, 2006. He favors that over all his Gibsons. That has just got the sound. He loves it. He's got a Black Beauty. He's got his whatever the hell his other Les Paul was, which is I think a 97. But he always goes back to his Sunburst Epiphone, and that's the guitar.
Has he had it modded
out? Find the one?
Yeah.
No.
When you find the one? No.
No.
As is.
As it was. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. He actually bought it from a friend, who had it all set up pretty well anyway. So as soon as he picked it up, it's perfect. But I found that, as we said, with my Gibson, one thing I don't like to do, I don't like to mod stuff too much.
Right.
I think when you find the thing that's right for you, I can't stand it when people buy all these guitars and they say the first thing I did was rip the pickups out.
Yeah, I know.
Because you're just going to make that thing sound like all your others. So work with it. Get used to how it sounds and how you can incorporate that into
That's why I've always found it odd. Not odd, but hear me out on this. Like you search eBay and you see a Les Paul or any other guitar for that matter, and you're like, man, you know, I like to pick up a guitar and feel it. So there's two different sides of that. There's that, but what if you see one online that you're thinking, man, this looks great, blah blah blah. You get it in and it just doesn't have that bite or doesn't have that what you wanted in it. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of a waste of time, but again, it's one of those things. If you know what it is, you pretty much know maybe what you're getting, but not all the time. You know.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. Got another one here actually that I can show you. My Strat.
Oh, that's beautiful, dude.
A bit of a Frankenstein Strat.
Really?
So I put the Fender neck on it.
Nice.
Because this body is from a company that are based out of, I think they're based in Scotland, called Vintage. One of my first acoustic guitars was a Vintage. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I bought this, but I really hated the neck. It's loud as anything. You don't get the problems that you usually get if you're switching between Gibsons and Strats. Sorry, Les Pauls and Strats. Yeah, it's got Wilkinson pickups, and
oh, not DeMars.
These things are so nice. No,
really?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, you usually see them with the humbucker.
Yeah.
When you're going down that route, but I like this because it's all single coils, but because they're Wilkinson, they're silent. I wanted that Strat sound.
I bet that thing sounds great. I got something I want to share with you. It's a Strat that I got from Bruce Kulick. So give me a minute. Take me off the screen. I'm going to grab this guitar. I want to show you.
Nice. So is everyone still awake?
Almost.
Glazing over.
Wow. That was long.
How are you getting on with your guitar?
I'm still learning the chords. Wow.
Yeah.
Hello, Michael.
Here he is. He's muted.
Yeah. He's like in a basement.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I was having some problem with my internet, like usual. But I love
yeah.
and I love the guitar talk. It's just that I hate my internet because I couldn't contribute to it. But I love the Les Pauls, man, actually, and also the Strat. It's amazing, man. Yeah. It's very cool.
Yeah. Real nice guitars. You just got to know what you're looking for, and when you find it, grab it.
Yeah.
Ken, what about you can show us your guitar
right now?
Yeah, if you can.
I can see Corey's comment here as well.
Yeah.
Corey's saying Ashley and his guitar are on the next cover of Who Cares magazine. I believe Corey is the new editor, and he's their only subscriber.
Who Cares magazine? That's funny. Hey, so check this out. This is a Tobacco Burst Strat. And Bruce has an album called, for anybody that doesn't know or that does know, Bruce has an album called BK3. And one of the songs on that album that I really, really liked was called I'll Survive. And the story behind that song is when Bruce got shot and he realized, you know, hey, man, anything can happen at any time. So I've known Bruce a number of years. And I got this guitar from him. And this is the actual Strat that he used on that song on that album. So on the inscription, he put, I don't know if you can read this. Let's see. Can you read that?
This guitar was used on I'll Survive from my album BK3. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
and
so cool.
The thing about this guitar, dude, it's apps, you know, and I've never really been a huge Fender guy, but I have this Strat from Bruce and I also have a Telecaster. And they, of course, he being who he is, they're going to be set up and everything to the T. But this thing sounds amazing, man. It really does.
Have you plugged that in?
Oh, yeah. I didn't want to play it because of the, you know, the signature and all that on it. So I've pretty much, to be honest with you, I've kept it in the case and all that. But I'm trying to find a way to get the signature preserved so I can actually play it. But it really does sound good. And just one of those guitars, man. It's the same thing. It's got a feeling to it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you had that one?
I've had this for probably about 5 years, maybe somewhere in there. I maybe a little less, but at least give or take about 5 years. Yeah.
So how many guitars have you got?
I have right now, let's see, 1, 2, 17. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good number.
Yeah. I one time I had like 36, I think. Ridiculous.
Were they were most of those Kiss related?
No, actually the Kiss related ones I kept I didn't really mess with, you know, because they were like, I have some Paul Stanley guitars, Ace Frehley, of course I have a, you know, one of Gene's basses and stuff. I tell you a funny story though. My ex-girlfriend, who I will not glorify her name, we would have this, it was always an issue when a new guitar found its way home, right? And so, and she wasn't stupid. She, you know, I tried to like, because I had them, we had this room in our house, and the front room was like a spare living room, and I had all my guitars on stands. And when you have a number of guitars, you could usually, you know, put one in there that, you know what I mean?
Just one more.
Yeah. So what gave it away was I had the cases in another room, and they were, you know, they were lined up. And she's like, I'll never forget. She's in there dusting or something. She's like, hey. I'm like, what? She goes, come here. I was like, what's up? She's like, I've never seen this case. And I'm thinking, they all look alike. How the hell? Right? And I go, what are you talking about? That's been there. She goes, no, it hasn't. I go, yeah, it has. She's like, no, it hasn't. I go, yeah, it has. She goes, because I counted them before. She goes, there's one extra in here. And I was like, what do you do? You know, I go, so I'm like, all right, time out. Hear me out on this. You can go and spend $300 and $400 on a purse that you're going to freaking wear out in a year, but you're concerned about a guitar that I'm going to keep forever. And even if I did sell it, I'm going to, you know, make my money back on it. So for all you guys out there that have that argument, please use that. Flip that on them. They'll drive them crazy. Yeah.
The purse.
What you should have done to disguise
or shoes
it,
or whatever else.
You should have put a layer of dust on the top of the case. It looks like it's always been there.
That's what it was. And I tried to like squeeze it in there, like, you know what I mean? And it was obvious. It was like, it stood out. And I was like, she won't notice that. The hell she didn't.
And I can see a question here. What's the best low budget guitar? Been wanting to learn guitar, but don't have a lot of money to spend right now. There's a lot of decent budget guitars, really. It can be a minefield. But I mean, some that we mentioned earlier, like
Squire,
Epiphone. Yeah, that's it. That's the route to take, I think. Squires or Epiphones. I would do a little bit of research so you know that the difference between them.
Right.
Between, like, so you know how a Strat sounds and how a Gibson sounds, or a Les Paul sounds. So that you know what sound you're going for.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, some of those are pretty inexpensive, really. But I would always say to people, try them out.
Absolutely.
If you can get to a store, try them out so you know. It's going to feel weird if you're just learning because you don't really know what you're looking for. But if something feels comfortable and if you're going to get the sound that you want out of it, there you go. But try them out. You
know, another thing, Ashley, I have people all the time that'll ask me, like, hey, I want to get my kid a guitar. They're interested in learning. And they'll buy a guitar and they're like, well, they're having problems with it because they can't put their hands over it. And a lot of people don't know to do this. But when you get a guitar, especially if you're buying a guitar out of the box or one of those deals that come with an amp and all that stuff, spend the extra $20, $25 and have the guitar set up. And right. And what that means is have the action adjusted where the strings are closer to the neck. Because a lot of times when they ship those guitars, the strings are loose, the bridge is high. They do that for tension purposes so it doesn't put strain on the neck of the guitar. So theoretically, when you get the guitar and they learn how to tune it, they're thinking, oh, I can't play this because the strings are so high. Well, they don't know to have it set up to make it comfortable for you to play. And that's kind of important, especially if you're a first time picking up the guitar, you know, and a lot of people don't know that. So
yeah, that's it. If even if you've got plenty of experience, you pick up a guitar that isn't set up right, that's gonna that's gonna throw you off your game.
Sure.
So yeah, decent setup, very important.
Yeah. And I see these guys do that work, man. It's incredible. Sometimes they take guitars and you hear them like they're buzzing out, you know, they fret out or whatever, and they think, well, the frets need to be redone. Sometimes it's not that. It's just a simple adjustment of the truss rod or the bridge or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. If you want to learn to do that stuff, pick something up cheap to experiment on. Otherwise, you find a local luthier and they will do it all for you.
Yeah.
Best route to take.
It's like Amy's comment said the same thing. She said, I started with my Epiphone Les Paul.
So that's my guitar. Hey, folks. That's a chord.
Cool. How's it sound?
Oh man, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's mahogany. The neck is mahogany, and it has a warm tone. Rock pickups are humbuckers. See that?
I've always loved tobacco burst finished on guitars. That's just
man, it's amazing. It's just
like some call it vintage sunburst, or I call it tobacco burst.
Yeah. It's got the inlays, and it's got a nice tone.
It's got what?
It's kind of warm and less poly a little bit, but it's pretty good.
Very cool.
We can make out most of what you're saying. You sound a bit like a robot, but
yeah.
Sorry?
Your voice is robotic. It's like like you're trying out for C3PO.
Yeah. This one.
And there you have it.
Nope, he's gone.
Yeah.
What was that he had? Was that a court?
I think that's what he said.
Yeah. Okay. Do they still make the axe?
I don't know. That's why I was kind of no. Do they make the axe? Yeah, they still make the axe. No, they do not make the axe anymore. No.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said, do they still make an axe like a guitar? No. The axe, no, they don't make those anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So, hello, Rebecca. Hello. They're like, we've taken over. I'm sorry. We get talking guitars. It's kind of hard to not talk about guitars. Especially
we
with
women,
guy.
We're just like listening and, you know, just relaxing, right?
Funky looks like she's falling asleep.
But actually, I was having a very big fight right now, so that's why I was muted.
You're having a big fight with who? We want to hear about it.
John Lennon.
John Lennon, of
John
course.
Lennon? Oh.
Yeah.
She's mad at me.
Can put the comments on the screen.
Okay. Let's say I started with my Epiphone Les Paul, but I did go to the store and check them out.
Yeah.
The way it feels was very important for me anyway.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's it. Most important thing is that it feels right. Because if you get something that sounds great but feels horrible to play, what's the point?
Right.
Well,
you're right.
You know what, I've always felt like when you go to a store and obviously you try different guitars, but there's always that one guitar you want to play a little more than the other guitars, and that's when you know that that's the one. That's what I think. You know.
Yeah, that's it. The other thing I would say about going to stores to try stuff out is because a lot of people get self-conscious. I've had a lot of students come to me and say, when I go to the store, I walk in and I don't know what I'm looking at. There's guys standing around the till, appear to be doing nothing. But there's just walls of guitars and they don't know what to do. And then a guy comes over, plugs something in for them, and they're left there in the middle of the store. And they don't want to play in front of everyone at that point when they're just learning. So I always say, insist on them setting you up in a booth.
Right.
Because there's always that guy in the corner as well who's shredding. He lives in the shop and he's just there to show off. You got someone in the other corner playing, I don't know, Smoke on the Water over and over again. Just get away from that.
I was just fixing to say that.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, most guitarists I know don't like going to music stores.
Right.
There's just something about them. So yeah, just insist on them separating you from everything else. Go into a booth, then you can just hear it in isolation.
I like going to like the more mom and pop type of independent stores versus like guitars. Guitar Center, I mean, don't get me wrong, they've become like the Walmart of guitars, you know, not knocking them, but the best part of Guitar Center is the used section where they have guitars that people brought in because, you know, everything else is cookie cutter guitars. But I like going to the independent stores because they have such a better variety and you're going to find, you know, probably more of what you're looking for in those stores, you know.
I always wanted to go to Guitar Center. I don't mind it. I just have this curiosity. I just want to be there once.
Yeah. So you don't have a Guitar Center where you're at, correct?
No, not as a Guitar Center. We have guitar stores.
Yeah, but not a
guitar stores.
I got you.
The Guitar Center, which is very famous, you know, obviously. So that's it. So actually,
he got all serious.
No,
it's okay, Ken.
No. So I wanted to ask Ashley because he teaches guitar, and I'm sure many who are watching this would be curious about guitar and learning. So if we talk quick tips, like, can you tell 5 do's and don'ts for the beginners, guitar learning beginners? 5 do's and 5 don'ts that guitar beginners can do.
Okay.
Good question.
Just before that, again, I see your comment, Corey. How do you maintain your physique? Bulimia or anorexia? No, I just look at your face, Corey. That's all I need. That's enough to put anyone off.
God.
Anyway, yeah, beginners.
Yes.
Okay. As the real Michael already said, get it set up when you buy it. All important.
Yeah.
I would say there are certain things I think that you need to know straight off the bat. I think a lot of people try to find shortcuts. And really, it's down to work. That's it. I get plenty of people coming back week after week, usually the kids, and they haven't done their practice. And then they're wondering why they're not progressing. And you've got to put in the work. What you put in, you get out of it. So don't neglect the basics. Right. I've seen a lot of, I mean, with the internet now, anyone can put lessons out there. You've just got to weed out the good ones. People try to skip chords when they start. So it's good, Funky, that you said you were learning chords, because if you can learn chords straight off the bat, that's massively important, because what that is doing is exercising your hand. I'll show you what I mean. Look at my hand span, my left compared to my right.
Right.
Yeah.
see a difference that makes in the stretching. And that's what you need to do for chord work. That is going to get your fingers stretched out the way they should. When you've got to learn that C major chord and stretch your fingers over 3 frets, it's just exercising your hand. So yeah, don't neglect your chords. They're difficult. If they're difficult, great, keep at them. Then you want to progress to the next thing that's difficult. Also, don't neglect scales. A lot of people try to do that as well. They think, oh, I don't need to know my scales. I'll just pick stuff up by ear. That's for some people, that's fine. That's the way they learn, and they just do it all by ear. If you can do that, great. But no, if you're going from a complete beginner's kind of standpoint, learn your basic scales, because you're learning some important stuff there. You're learning about melody, which is lead work. Also, I teach everyone, the first lesson with me is that you walk away knowing your C major scale and 4 or 5 chords. C major is important if you want to know the entire fretboard. That's all you need, your C major scale. You learn that, you can piece everything together around it. And it's the building blocks of all your music theory. The more you know, the easier that instrument's going to be. The easier any instrument is.
Oh yeah,
Pete Rabbit.
So this was really amazing, Ashley, and I think that's pretty much even I today as a beginner, because it's not really enough. I think how much you play or practice, it's always, you know, there's something that you cannot do at guitar, and you always need to break it down and you know, practice, and that's what fascinates me about the instrument, that there's always something. You think you're good at it, and there's always something that will you know, break that impression of yours, and you know, get you practicing, and you know, get you push yourself. So this was really useful for me too. So yeah,
cool.
Thank you.
There's always something to learn, no matter what level you're at.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
True. It's never ending. Never ending.
Yeah.
And Corey, shut up. Go away, Corey.
Corey has something to say. So keep the show's hosts.
Hey, I didn't call anyone a prick.
Bring Corey on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on, yeah,
Just
come on, Corey.
Send him a link.
Did send the link already.
Just
go at it for a
excuse me for a moment.
All right, B Rabbit.
Wow.
Rebecca's
Corey can do some toe writing for us.
Look what he said. He said, "That's funny. You guys are nuts."
Rebecca is watching Roxy right now. Yeah, that's where she left. No.
How do you know that?
So Amy says, can you talk about standing, what is BS, versus sitting? The first time I tried to play standing, it was like I had never even touched a guitar before.
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing. If you think about it, show you on my, there's Paul. So when you're sitting, if you're playing electric, the guitar is right down here. If you can take the comment away, you might, there we go. So, oh, no, it's all right. I'll have to stand, but yeah, you've got your knee supporting. So the guitar is just around your abdomen. When you stand up, you need to get that perfect position. So what happened probably is that you stood up and it was too low. Some people, like I find it comfortable playing low. but when you first start, you've got to get the right height with your strap. So what you're looking for really is to keep that height that you've got here. So when you're sitting down, you want that to stay with you as you stand up. And that's where you want to start, with standing up playing. The other difference is the support of the neck as well. Because when your knee's supporting the body, your left hand doesn't have to do much supporting the neck. When you stand up, it's actually starting to take a bit more of the weight, even though you've got the strap. There's a bit more weight and completely changes the angle of your hand. So that's why you've just got to take some time experimenting with the height of your strap, really, with the length of your strap.
Oh,
there you are.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know.
So yeah, hopefully that helps you, Amy.
What about the guitars that don't have like you can't put the strap? Yeah,
the more like acoustic style.
I have a classic guitar, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you could
so
still
it
put
hasn't
the strap on them.
Yeah, has it not got a strap button at one end?
Nope.
No. Okay. Yeah.
No,
well, that's a bit trickier. I mean, you can fit one. You could fit a strap lock to one end of the guitar, so by the bridge, and then what you see a lot of folk players would do back in the day is tie a string around the actual headstock, so that you've got the strap, instead of being tied here, is here.
Yeah.
A string around there. Okay, that also gives you a bit more access to the higher frets if you've got that type of guitar, because you haven't got a strap getting in the way. The strap is heading towards the headstock rather than the body of the guitar. So it's possible, but with something like that, you'd have to fit it yourself.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Amy commented something. I probably no one tell you. Yeah, so Ken, come back. I think we need to thank our people from Patreon.
I'd like to say yes, Corey. You'd be great at guitar. Do it.
He knows it.
Did you make him mad, Ashley? I mean, is there something we're missing?
What, more than usual?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
because I prove him wrong. He knows nothing about the Beatles. He's just mad.
Oh, Corey, he just hit your Beatles switch.
Yeah, so Ken had a question. Can you put it on back on? Yeah.
Yes, I'm back, by the way. So, very quickly, what pedals do you use apart from wah-wah?
Oh, that's always changing. My pedal boards, I go through phases. So I started with minimal pedals, then the board expanded. I went back to very few. Now it's growing again. So I just started using some TC Electronic pedals recently. They're nice.
Ashley,
you always tend to get quality.
Have you heard of Helix?
Yes, I have.
My guitar player, one of my guitar players, he has that, and it's a trip, dude, because sometimes he could just run his Helix direct to the PA, and they just
yeah,
it's amazing, dude, and the tones he gets out, and he got the idea of that from the guitarist for Blackstone Cherry, because the whole band, those guys use the Helix processors and stuff, and man, they sound great.
Wow.
It's amazing what those little pedals can do now.
Yeah,
that's all you need. I remember a few years ago, I got to mention the guy's name. I went to Sweden to see Roxy, and it was at some gig. It was in the right in the middle of Sweden. Town was Växjö, and his guitarist, also another guy called Ryan. He turned up that day. I don't think he had a thing other than his guitar and this tiny, tiny little pedal. He said, "That's my amp."
Really?
It was It was like the size of a phone. It was ridiculous. He plugged that into a cab on the stage, and that was it.
Wow.
Whoa.
That sounded good, huh?
It sounded great. Yeah, I don't know what else he was running alongside that, but yeah. So there's a lot of great new tech.
For sure.
Depends how light you want to travel.
Yeah. Especially if they're providing backline, that's all you have to carry is that.
Yeah,
that's
I know. It's Zach Wild. He is a lot into chorus, and he even uses chorus on his acoustic guitar. So it's more like his acoustic guitar has much like an electric tone. So which is very good. Like, it's very unique. And whenever you listen to him, you know it's Zach. So it's like every guitar player has their own tone, and it's really amazing.
That's it. I'm going to try and answer in the style of you, Ken.
Look,
all these guitars
I must be dying right now.
But I could just about hear what you were going at. That was a real good Corey Leverton impression.
and waiting for the comment.
Gotta go. Great show, guys. Proud of you.
Oh.
Chase your dream. Thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Amy.
And before you go, let me give a big shout out to all the patrons who supported us on Patreon. Abby Franklin, Amy Paraday, and Adam Gorak, Joanne Leviton, and Gloria. Thank you so very much for supporting us on Patreon, and we guys really appreciate you. And thank you for everything. And you guys are great. Keep your love and keep loving us, and we'll keep loving you. Thank you so much.
Before we go, echo.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Are you in the bathroom, Ken?
In a basement, probably. So, Michael, any last words?
Yes. Give peace a chance.
Okay. You, Michael.
Me, Michael.
Yeah, you, Michael.
All I have to say is, shut up, Corey.
That's a good one. Yeah, Ken.
Don't give Corey a chance.
Poor Joanne. Joanne,
yeah.
You're watching. I see you.
Yeah.
Next time, if I come back, if I haven't offended Corey too much, remind me to tell you about this. We'll talk about that next time.
Cool.
It's George Clinton. There's a story, an Alice Cooper link.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good cliffhanger.
Next time.
Well, good deal.
So we're waiting.
Where's he gone? Has he abandoned us?
I don't know.
Is he controlling all this?
Yes. So we just gotta wait.
The guy was messaging me for days. He was like, "Don't be late. I'm going to send you a link. Don't you be late. You be there on time. You know your stuff." And now look what he does.
Oh my God.
He's got C3PO internet.
I've got really great internet.
Are you in hiding?
I probably don't even hear what you're saying.
It's probably good.
You guys are probably going a cappella for me.
Do you think he's in witness protection?
I'm starting to wonder that.
Or you froze.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you froze.
I'll say hello to Joanne
this
as
was
well.
Fun.
Joanne's in the
Before
comments
we
there.
sign off,
I want to ask you to control your husband, please.
He said, please.
please. Yeah. So, you know,
Can you really froze? You froze.
I froze?
Yeah.
I will be using a lot. So, why don't, Steve, why don't you do this? Why don't you thank everyone?
Okay, so first, I want to thank...
Oh, now she's having...
So first, I want to thank Ashley, Alexander. Thank you for being in our show. This was amazing. Yes, some of us almost fell asleep, but you know, there are people who find this interesting.
He does it all the time.
Ashley on Instagram.
He was asleep on Saturday.
I was. I stay up late. It's ridiculous.
I could see this happening while we were on.
Ashley's Instagram, right here. And then Boys and Zoomak on YouTube. And
more information. Visit.
Oh shit, I forgot that one. Yeah, that's a good one to go to.
You forgot that one. It's all about me.
It is your search. And then these
and follow your host on Instagram.
Oh yeah, okay. That'd be a cool name for a band, huh? Cyber Pimp.
Cyber Pimp.
Let's stick to Murder Bunny.
Yeah, Murder Bunny. I'm gonna trademark that to Cyber Pimp. I like that. You like a funk band.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Also, yeah. Don't forget about this.
The Michael movement.
It's coming to take you.
Solid.
Yeah. And so, like always, you wanna go funky?
Yeah, thank you all for watching, and I didn't thank you, Ivy. See you in the next episode on either Monday or Thursday, and yeah, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
And ciao for now, bitches.
Shut up, Corey.